Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of The Real Breakdown. Today we're going to be talking about a film that everyone seems to have their own opinion on, and that's Joker. Now you guys have seen me react to the trailer of Joker, you guys have heard a lot of things about it, but I'm going to give you guys a spoiler review and my thoughts on it right now. I just came fresh out of the theater, so let's get right into it. First and foremost, guys, I want to say that walking into the theater, I had not seen anything about it, I didn't get spoiled, but I did get a sense from what everyone was telling me that the movie was intense, that it was kind of overboard, that it was a little too much. So I walked in with those expectations, but also kind of feeling like, well, what could people be talking about? I don't understand where people are coming from with this. So, with those expectations walking in, after the movie, when I walked out, my first reactions were, okay, I see what people were talking about. However, I feel that as a film, they didn't overstep the boundaries. I don't think that they did anything out of line. Like a lot of people that I've talked to have been concerned about, like, oh, did they go too far? Like, this is not the right time to release this movie. And I have to say, guys, I don't think that movies should censor themselves. I think that if people want to put a message out, they should. Now, I'll get into some of the other, some of my negatives for this film a bit later, but what I will say is that walking out of the theater, I felt that I didn't dislike the movie, I didn't think it was a bad movie, but I also can't say that I had a good time at the movies. And that's something that I think is very interesting, and it's a feeling that I don't get too often. Obviously Joker, this film was something that was rumored, was talked about, and then it started becoming a reality, and many people said, well, is this the prequel to the Dark Knight's Joker, or what kind of Joker is this? Now we have two Jokers with the, the Suicide Squad Joker. Joaquin Phoenix is going to take the role on now. What's going on? Trailer started coming out. Everyone was amped. Everyone was impressed by it. People were saying Oscar-worthy. I personally really enjoyed the trailers and thought, wow, this could be a masterpiece I'm very excited for. So some of the positives that I really liked about this film were, number one, Joaquin Phoenix's performance as the Joker. I mean, I saw Arthur Fleck. I saw the Joker. I didn't see an actor portraying him. I mean, he really enveloped himself into this role. I thought that he played the part really well, and I thought that as the movie went along, you could see his progression through his character, and it really became, I'm watching the character, not an actor. So that was very well done. Another thing that I really enjoyed was the cinematography. I thought that some of the shots chosen in this film were absolutely amazing. And not just because they're, aesthetic and pleasing to the eye, but there were some shots that, were so dull and dreary that it perfectly fit in for what I think they were trying to do. And that's something I'll kind of talk about in a little bit. One of my favorite shots, just because of the scenery, the way it was set up, and just the way that they treated it, is the shot of him in the full Joker garb dancing down the steps. And I know that's something we saw in the trailer, and I really liked it in the trailer, but I really liked it even more in the film. And now, I know that scene doesn't really have any, much effect on the story, but I just really loved how it was shot. I thought, wow, like, this looks great. I think that, it really encapsulated kind of what the Joker had kind of turned into at that point. I thought that was fantastic. The people working on the film did a great job as far as choosing the shots and just some of the angles that they captured him at and just made him look really creepy and disturbing. That I thought was great. I also thought that there were aspects of the story that I really enjoyed and some that I thought were kind of questionable, but some of the things I really enjoyed was the twist that they were putting in there with Zazie Beetz, where, the whole time I'm watching this movie and I'm like, how can this girl be like falling for this guy or be talking to this guy or be dating this guy or whatever it may be, and then you realize as the film goes on that he's delusional, he's imagining this, and then when he shows up in her apartment and she's like, pretending she doesn't know it. Well, she's not pretending. She doesn't actually know him. I thought that was incredible. I thought I didn't see that coming. I thought the whole time I was like, so how are they going to sell me on the fact that this beautiful lady is going to, like, fall for this guy that's kind of a weirdo? So I thought that was a nice twist that I didn't see coming. I also would say that the Thomas Wayne angle of things, where they say, oh, he's his father, I thought, wow, like, okay, that's kind of out of left field. Like, I mean, as the movie started going, I kind of saw it coming, but then I also thought, are they really going there? Are they really going to say that the Joker is, like, siblings with Batman, like, okay, they're going there. But then it actually turns out that the mom was delusional, and she actually never, she never even had a child. He was adopted, and that caused for the Joker to just kind of completely go to crazy town. But I did think that plot twist, or that kind of story bit, I thought was very nice, very well done. It kind of kept the story alive for me. And even the part with Robert De Niro, I mean, even the scenes and the storyline with Robert De Niro I thought was interesting, because they really peppered him in throughout the film very well. And then towards the end, obviously you get that big scene where the Joker just shoots him straight in the face and says, like, yo, I idolized you, my mother idolized you, or who I thought was my mother, and now I'm saying, you know what, I'm gonna stick it to the man. Bam. So those were the things that I really liked. Some of the things that I really kind of didn't like, and once again, I'm not saying that this film is terrible, but what I'm saying is this film is not a film that you go watch for fun. This is not a movie that you go watch because it's entertaining and because, you're really getting something out of it. I think that this movie is purposely trying to be dreary, trying to be slow, trying to make you feel uncomfortable, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And that's how I think a lot of people in the audience felt, at least the ones that I went with. And also, walking out, everyone was just kind of feeling like, ooh, I don't even know, should we even talk about this? And I think that was the point of the movie. So I think the directors did what they wanted to do. They created the atmosphere that they wanted to create. And so I consider that a win for the film, and I consider that a win for the directors and the actors. So, however, for the audience, I'm not sure if this is something that everyone wants to go see, or at least go see again. I don't think that people are going to be saying, oh yeah, let me, I'm going to buy this one, early. I'm going to get the, special edition and show them all my friends, So for me, some of the scenes are really slow. It's a slow building movie, and that is kind of a negative for me, but at the same time I see why they were doing it. There were a lot of things that kind of weren't explained, and I think that they purposely weren't being explained because either later on, it's kind of like you make up your own idea for it, for example, like when he randomly starts dancing and doing these moves, like, where is he getting that from? Is he getting it from Robert De Niro, or is it just like he's just being weird? Like the movie didn't, in many scenes, the movie didn't tell me what it is that I was supposed to be feeling or thinking, and I think they did that on purpose. But at the same time, as a moviegoer, I'm like, I don't know what to think of this, so therefore I feel weird or uncomfortable. Also, I do think that it was kind of a slow burn. I mean, the whole time I'm waiting for him to turn into the Joker. The whole time I'm just waiting for him to, slap on the paint and go to the train station and do whatever it is that he was gonna do, because obviously we saw it in the trailer, and it took a while. For me, it felt like it was a really slow build, and I felt like, okay, so he's going to see the lady that talks to him again. Okay, he's dancing in the restroom, and the scene with the three guys in the train happened, and then it started building from there. But I thought it took us forever to get there. At least it felt that way. So yeah, that was one of the things that I felt kind of hindered the film. Like I said, I don't think it completely killed it. I also think that one of the things that this film is not 100% on showing or saying or putting out there is that I personally don't think that this film has any political tinge to it, or I don't think that this film is politically charged, but it sure kind of makes itself seem like it is, and I think that can turn off a lot of people, especially right now in this day and age. But I don't think that's what they were trying to do, but they made it seem like that. So I think that there were a lot of people in the audience that just kind of felt like, oh, what are they trying to make a statement on something? And I don't think that's what the film wanted to do. And that's actually kind of my biggest negative, is that I walk out of this theater and I'm thinking, okay, I watched a movie, it was intense, it was creepy, it was disturbing. What was the point of this? You're not giving out a message, at least I didn't take one away from it, and you're not necessarily tying it to any sort of Batman or DC Comics source material, or not source material, but you're not tying it to anything. It's a one-off. So then what is the point of this film? Why make it so disturbing? Are you just trying to give us an extremely deep and disturbing take on the Joker? Okay, if you are, I get it. I walked away feeling, what is the point of this film? Why even make it if it's just going to make a bunch of people, feel uncomfortable? And also, you don't really have some sort of message in it, so once again, give me a reason. Yeah, I just think that, the few tie-ins with Bruce Wayne and You know, some of the things, I mean, could you say this is kind of a prequel to the Joker in The Dark Knight? You could, but then again, a lot of facts kind of don't line up. I think the fact that you did see, once again, Batman's parents get killed, and once again you see those pearls flying as the killer shoots Martha. I think that that's their way of saying, oh yeah, by the way, this is tied into DC, to Batman. And then you're like, okay, if you literally take those scenes out, this film could completely just be not related to DC at all, not related to Batman. They were just using the name Joker or whatever it may be. So I think that I'm kind of confused as to what they're trying to do with this film. And that's why I think, overall, I just feel that this film is one that I probably won't see again. And I'll never say don't see this movie, but I will say that, hey, know what you're getting yourself into, form your own opinion, and then from there, you know, you can decide on what your thoughts were on the film. To cap all this off, I do just want to say that this is one of those films that I think is a little more interesting, as far as I'm not 100% sure how I feel about it yet, but I really just wanted to get my immediate reactions to you guys, because this is a film that everyone has a lot to say about. So those are my 2 cents. I can't wait to hear yours. So please give this video a like, comment below, give us a subscribe. I'm going to be putting up some more videos soon. Just got a lot of things going on right now, but you guys know I will always give you the real breakdown. So make sure to check us in the next video, and we'll see you next time.